day, people! This is Sharpino here, welcoming you guys to the team builder for week 4 of the Pokemon Masters Cup League. This week we are taking on an old foe, but also the head, the CEO, the commissioner, the head honcho of the PMC. It is Jspecks, but with a brandish new team. It is not the Hamden High Dragons, oh nay, it is the Carolina Pyroars. And honestly guys, the Carolina Pyroars have been doing incredibly well this season, and I'm a little bit scared by how much he's improved as a coach. But let's go ahead and have a look at his team that we are going to take on this week. So we've got Landorus Incarnate, the banned version, because it's, you know, because that's what this league's all about. It's about letting the Ubers have some fun in the league. Last season was Majestic. This season happens to be Landorus Incarnate. We have Cresselia, Fortress, Savali, Electros, Nihilego, Kyurem, Keldeo, Megapincer, Tauros, and Lilligant. Keeping in mind that the Z captains for this team is, of course, the Savali and the Nihilego. So, quite a few powerful Pokemon, to say the least. I mean, we've got Landorus Incarnate, number 1. We've got Fortress, which could be just a good hazard setter for his team. Also a good rabbit spinner. Cresselia has the big bulk and can just sit there and stall and possibly set up. I should know, because I've used one in prior seasons. Savali is probably going to be the interesting one, only because I've never really seen Savali being used competitively. Maybe if he decides to bring it, that is. But then we've of course got things like Electros, Kyurem, also the Megapincer, definitely a threat. Not discrediting any other Pokemon I haven't mentioned, but these are just some of the big red flags that look at this when I look at this team. So hopefully we bring ourselves a good team, and again, much like last week, we do have a very, very, very fast team that we are going up against here. So we have to make sure that we're going to prep against this team, that we do so, and do so in a good manner. So, the first Pokemon that we are bringing this week is, of course, the Hey Bro, the Slowbro, Leftovers Regenerator. Now, we're going to try this again. Let's see how we go with it this week. We are going for a Scald, Ice Beam, Hidden Power, Rock, and Trick Room team. Now, the reason why I decided to go for Trick Room again is because most of the Pokemon that threaten Slowbro are incredibly fast. So if we can predict a call-in and go for the Trick Room and possibly get some leverage with the Trick Room, that would be great. Especially against things like, of course, the Landorus Incarnate. I wouldn't say probably Electros. I mean, Electros obviously has speeds, but maybe things like the Nihilego would definitely be a bit of an issue, just because it's got a lot of special attack. And, you know, even Megapincer, you know, we've got Hidden Power Rock just for that particular matchup. But other than that, though, the Trick Room will hopefully help us and some of our slower members of the team here. So we do have some slower Pokemon, but, you know, I'm not preparing. This is just for a Slowbro matchup, and maybe to help that Quagsire as well. And maybe some of the Pokemon, because they don't happen to have any speed as opposed to everyone else. Next up on the list we're going to have is Delphox, Mozilla the Delphox with Assault Vest. This week, the Assault Vest is primarily for Landorus Incarnate and the Nihilego. Now, I've run some calculations, guys. I have run some calculations. Now, even with the Assault Vest, we do not live in Sheer Force Overpower that's Life Orb from a Landorus. However, we do our speed with Delphox, and a Hidden Power Ice with no HP investment and no special defense investment will OHKO the Landorus. So even if we do not kill, we will at least try to kill with the Hidden Power Ice. So we do have Fire Blast, we have Psychic, we've got Shadow Ball, and we do of course have the Hidden Power Ice. Now, primarily, like I said, the Hidden Power Ice is just there for the Hidden Power Ice is for the Landorus. The Shadow Ball is probably for the Cresselia if we have to go 1v1 against it, because it can be pretty bulky. Plus, go for some Speed Def Drops or what have you. Psychic, obviously, for things like Nihilego and Keldeo. If we have to go 1v1, we have the Assault Vest, so we have the advantage. So hopefully this week the Assault Vest does come through. Next we have on our list is Scolipede. Venom Scolipede really didn't get to do much last week, but I figured this week we'd go ahead and try to use its Z Captain capabilities and slap on that Buginium Z with the speed boost. It could definitely come to our advantage, especially when we go up against anything that's a little bit faster. Even though we do outspeed everything on his team here, there is potential. The only Pokemon that doesn't, well, actually we outspeed everything on his team. So this is just to get initiative for things like the Buginium Z, primarily for, again, the Cresselia just being a big issue, being a big physical wall. So if we can nail it with the Buginium Z Mega Horn, that would be kudos. Kudos, it'd be great. So Mega Horn, Earthquake, Rock Slide, and the Protect. So we outspeed the Nihilego, quite effective Earthquake, no questions asked. We go for Protect, the Scout for certain things. Also to get speed boost as well, so that works out to our advantage. Next up on the list we have Aqua Velva, Rocky Helmet, Unaware. So this is going to be our physical wall for this week. So he does have quite a few physical walls there. He's got things like Savali could be physical. Nihilego can definitely be... Nihilego? What am I talking about? That's special. Electros can definitely be there, but the thing we've got to watch out for is that Nihilego... why is it with Nihilego? Fuck. Electros does get access to Grass Knot, so we have to be very careful and scout for the Grass Knot to see if it is a good matchup. So we're going for the Scald, Earth Power, Toxic, and Recover. Kind of the stally tactic, but I mean the Scald and Earth Power just kind of answer to some of the issues here. So I mean, if he decides to bring in Tauros, it's an answer to Mega Pinsir, and like I said, just the Electros and possibly Savali so you decide to bring it. Next up, we have Big Mama, the Kangaskhan, Mega Kangaskhan, Scrappy, with Return, Power Up Punch, Earthquake, and Sucker Punch. Now, the reason why I didn't bring the Fake Out instead is because I'm trying to possibly get that Sucker Punch, the Power Punch initiative. So, it is base, I think it becomes base 100 when it Megas. So, the only thing that it gets outsped by is Landorus, Nihilego, Mega Pinsir, and Tauros. So, if we can get some Power Up Punch initiative to go for those quick returns, or even go for a Sucker Punch on the off chance that we happen to go against something, except for obviously Kelia. But basically we can try to get some attack boost with the double up boost and go for some hefty returns, which can come up with a good return if you know what I mean. Lastly on the list that we have here is of course DK, the Darmanitan. We're going for Choice Scarf, again because he's really slow. Okay, not slow, but as opposed to the Pokemon that can take it out, it is definitely an issue. So we've got Sheer Force with Flare Blitz, Superpower, Earthquake, and U-Turn. So U-Turn, obviously for initiative, just to scout for certain things coming in. Flare Blitz, Superpower is probably here for maybe the Kyurem. Earthquake is there for the Nihilego, so we can outspeed, hopefully nail it. Great, if we could. The U-Turn is there for Cresselia, I guess, if you really want to give it a stretch. But yeah. We do have a bit of here ebb and flow here and there to really look at all of his team and hopefully come out with the W. Now, like I said, this team has been going pretty well. Carolina Pyroars team has been doing pretty well, so hopefully we can score our first win this season. That would be great. I mean, these first 3 battles have been very close battles, and it wasn't just because I made bad misplays. It was just that I happened to just make bad decisions sometimes, and sometimes things happen for a reason. I mean, I'm not using my type ability this week. I'm not using my star player Krookodiles, so hopefully we can still do well with this team here. Because like I said, he does have a lot of threats in his team, and you know, I just hope that we can do well. That's all I can ask, is that we do well, we play well, and come out with a smile on our face. Either way, we're having fun. I mean, like I said, we've had 3 good battles. I mean, I wouldn't say they were terrible battles. Even though we lost, they were good battles. And win or lose, as long as you're having fun, that's the main thing. And I mean, I've been having a blast in the PMC here. Honestly, even if I am the guy with 0 wins, it would be nice to have a win, but I mean, you know, it's just, you know, I try to do my best. I am a Let's Player by nature, but I mean, I'm trying to slip into the Wi-Fi battler shoes, and, you know, they're a bit tight, but hopefully I can, you know, walk around a bit, you know, wear them in, and hopefully they will be running with wins, as it were. So, if you guys did enjoy the Team Builder, make sure you hit the like button down below, because as always, your support is very appreciated. And stay tuned for tomorrow's Wi-Fi battle, because it is definitely coming. And hopefully, like I said, we can come out with the W. So until the next time I see you guys, stay safe, stay sharp, and I will catch you guys all next time. Later!